Hey, what's up guys, Wildland Customs here, and today we are going to take a look at my custom belt that I got from UndisputedBelts.com. I'll leave a link for that place in the description, so take a look at it yourself. But here's mine. So in this review we'll talk about the belt, how it feels, what I think about it, also compare it with some other WWE belts for size, talk about the weight. So it'll be pretty detailed, so stay tuned, relax, and let's go. Alright, so here's my belt. When you get this belt from UndisputedBelts.com, you do get a couple of things. First off, you get your custom belt right here. Second, you actually get a drawstring bag, which the belt comes out of, so that's pretty cool. They actually put the belt inside there. And on the other hand, you have these. You get extra little screws if you need it for the back of the plates, just in case if you lose them. So that's pretty nice to have that. Alright, so taking a look at the belt itself, you do get 5 plates in total, 1 main one and 2 on each side right there, which is pretty cool. There are 10 buttons going across, 2 layers right there, as you can see. So you have 10 male, 10 female buttons on both sides. Now having a ruler out, this belt is about 54 inches long, so it's a pretty long belt actually. I'll have a nice size comparison with the rest of my WWE belts. From top to bottom, it's just shy of 10 inches, and going across, it's about 10.5 inches, a little bit over that, but close to 10.5 to 11. Now the first side plates are about 4x4 going across and going up and down. And then for the outside side plates, they're about 3.5 inches going back and forth. Alright, so the way this works is you go on the website and you pick what kind of belt you want to customize basically. You have an option of getting a black strap or a white strap. After that, you can either get silver plates or gold plates, so you definitely have different options on mixing and matching right there, which is pretty cool. From there on, you select what pictures you want, you send in the JPEGs or the PNG files, and then they'll give you a proof example, like a draft of how the belt will look like. You could go back and forth with them and decide what you want to change, what you want to do, and they're pretty flexible, so it's pretty nice. They have pretty good customer service in, creating the image that you want, basically. So for mine especially, I got 2 pictures on the front plate, so they actually layered it. So you go through emails with them and you tell them what you want and they make it happen, so it's pretty good. Alright, so let's take a look at the details of my plate right here. This is my custom championship. This is the Wildland Customs belt. So on top right there it does say Wildland Customs. On the bottom right here it says champion. You can actually choose what words you want up there. I put champion on the bottom. I was thinking championship, but champion's fine with me. For the center right here, you actually choose one photo. However, when you go through the emails with them, I was able to add on another photo. So in the background there is a globe right there. So I like how it looks. They were able to layer it, so it came out pretty nice. Alright, so for the first side plates, I do have 2 gorillas, both facing inward toward the center plate. I just love gorillas in general. Always loved them when I was growing up. My favorite animal. They're big, they're powerful, they're strong, they have huge arms. So I like the fact that they were on my belt, both facing inward. And for the outer side plates, on one side I have my name in Chinese, which is Wai Lun, and on the other side is actually my wife's name. So taking a look at the back of the belt, there is no badge there, there's nothing else, no cover, it's just the screws that they use to put the plates on. Alright, size comparison time. So right here we have 2 WWE belts. One is the World Heavyweight Championship right there. On the bottom we have the Tag Team Championships, which I like a lot. Me and my wife love them. We actually use them for a wedding. It was pretty fun. But on top, the World Heavyweight Championship, which this custom is widely based after. As you can see, the shape of it, everything is pretty similar. It's a little bit smaller. It has 2 plates on the side, but you can see where it comes from. On the bottom right there is the Tag Team Championships for size. As you can see, this is a pretty long strap. It's a long strap, longer than both of them right there. One's a little bit thicker. The other one's about the same size. But you can see, it's not a small belt. It's also not a big belt, definitely. But the World Heavyweight Championship is a pretty big belt to compare it to. Over here, the custom one is a little bit wider. The height-wise, about the same as well. But, that's a big circle compared to that one. So it's not a bad size. It's pretty decent when it comes to just the normal size of the belt. Alright, so now that I have the belts out, I also want to talk about detail. So, these custom belts, they're a little bit different because they're actually laser etched in the design, the pictures and stuff like that. So it's not your typical belt. You look at this one up close, a lot of detail. You have the main focus, the helmets and everything. They're nicely sculpted in. They're layered high as well. In the background is all filler. You have nice designs and stuff like that. So this is your typical belt right here. Now for the custom belts, it's all laser etched in, so you have your photo in the center. Everything else that there is no design is pretty much, just blank. Now talking about the weight of the belt, so this is a pretty light belt, the custom one that is. So this one, the tag team belt, is a pretty heavy one. It's about 7 pounds. I actually had it on my wedding, like I said. I definitely felt it walking around with it. The World Heavyweight Championship, on the other hand, is a pretty light belt itself. It's about 3 to 4 pounds, give or take. There is some weight to it, but it's not as bad. Now taking a look at the custom belt, it's a pretty light belt. I'm not going to say it's 2 pounds, no way, close to that. It's definitely over 1, so I'm going to say about 1.5 pounds, give or take, because there is some weight to it, but it's nothing compared to the other ones. And it's pretty light, so it's pretty thin plates as well. So this is the World Heavyweight Championship. I think I have 3mm plates on them. They're pretty thin. And taking a look at the custom belt, even thinner. Really thin, so definitely not a lot of weight in there. Now quickly talking about the curve of the main plate. There's a bit of a curve in there. It's not bad. Back there is my World Heavyweight Championship. It is a pretty decent curve on that one, but I did that one myself. So if you want to do one on this one, I don't think you have a problem because it's so thin, you probably do it in 2 seconds. Alright, so taking a look at the strap itself, I want to compare it with the World Heavyweight Championship one right here. It's a decent strap. I like it a lot. It's actually pretty soft, which is pretty nice too. It's all about your own preference, how you like the strap. Some people like it firm, some people like it soft. But I do like it. It's pretty decent. Like, I can lift it up and you can see it droops down like that. It feels pretty durable as well. Comparing it design-wise, it's a pretty plain strap. Not a lot of detail at all. Comparing it with this one, there's nice detail right here. Going up as well. You had a nice patch right here for the buttons. So detail-wise, not as nice. Quality-wise, I do like it, but that's my own preference. It's nice and soft. I don't know what's inside here. Some people, I don't, like, this is a real one, right? You see, take a look at the back on this one. This is nice. I like it. It's a nice durable leather, and it's not leather, but it's pleather, whatever you want to call it. But it feels really nice and durable. I don't know what's inside here. Who knows? But it does feel pretty good overall. I have no complaints about it. It's soft, it's nice, so that's all I can say for that. Alright, so it's time to take a look at the belt on me right now, and here it is. I am 5'9", 175 about. Sometimes I linger about that, but I'm an average sized person, so it's a pretty good size on me, I think. Not too big, not too small. It looks pretty nice in my opinion. And, like I said before, I'm not a big guy. This belt is huge. This is meant for, 6-foot guys, 240, 50 pounds, or bigger. So here they are compared to each other. Obviously, like I said, this is what the custom one is made after. You can see the resemblance right there. Not the same size though, but definitely the same shape. And this is not heavy. It's only like 3 pounds, but it's so wide and big that, it's cool to have a big belt, but this one just feels a lot more comfortable. So there they are. Alright, so next up right here, we have the tag team belt right here. I said before, they're about the same size, give or take, in the same realm, at least. This one's a little bit wider, maybe same height, give or take. This is round though, so you can see the difference right there, but it's comparable in size at least. This is a lot heavier though. This is like 7 pounds, like I said, 6 and a couple, 6.5, whatever. But yeah, size-wise, not bad. Alright, next up, I have the belt on me right now, and I like this. It's a good size. Like I said before, it's about 10.5, I think I said, or 11 inches going across. It's a good size for an average sized person. Not bad at all. And a side view of it. Right there. And I don't think, like I said before, you could probably curve it if you want, but I don't think you really need to because it's pretty small already if you were to curve it, but it's up to you. And I love it. It looks pretty good, and I feel the power. Yeah. This is my championship. You could have your own tag team belt. You have the World Heavyweight belt right here, but there's still WWE belts. This is your own custom, unique belt to yourself, and you feel awesome. And right here is my favorite combination: the tag team belt, my World Heavyweight Championship belt right here. Nice right there. And this means a lot to me and my wife. We used it for our wedding. It was awesome. And yeah, now I have my own. I wish I had this in my wedding. I would definitely have worn this one, but it's always cool to have the tag team belt right there. Alright guys, so let's talk about the pros and cons of this belt and also my whole process of designing and getting the belt. For one thing, the belt cost is $170 right now, according to whatever sales they might have in the future or lack of. I don't think that's pretty bad. I never bought a belt before, like custom belts, so I don't know. I know there are other sites also, but I didn't really shop around because I just found it and I just went for it. So it's not that bad. I mean, you're paying for the belt, remember, that's one thing, and then you're paying for the 5 plates. And also you're paying for the custom laser etching. So it seems like an okay deal to me. Also, they have free shipping if you want to do that, so that's pretty cool right there. And getting the design and getting the belt is pretty good. The customer service at Undisputed Belts is pretty good. Their graphics team is pretty good too. You know, they're really tentative. They answer your questions, answer all my questions, that is, that I had about the belt. So that's pretty good right there. Their graphics team was pretty nice too. You know, I had a couple different designs. They give you unlimited edits. You know, they keep you tell them what you want. They may show you a proof. You don't like it, you tell them to change it. And according to their website, it's all unlimited. So you keep doing it until you're happy, basically. So that's pretty good. And once you get in the okay, they ship it out. So that's pretty nice right there. So when I got the belt, it's a funny thing. So my design was finally done, and they shipped out the belt. When I got the belt, I was like, man, I can't wait to get this thing. I opened the box, and all my side plates were actually in the wrong place. The gorillas were facing the wrong way. The Chinese characters were facing on the opposite side. So I was pretty mad about that, actually. Oh man, and that kind of sucks because, you know, when you open the box, you're hoping to be how it should be. But mine wasn't, so I was a little bit pissed off, I guess. But what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna send it back, right? So, you know, it's screwed on in the back, so I just unscrewed it and put the plates the way they should be. So, not a big deal, but you know, obviously you hope that when you get it, you know, in the package, it's exactly how it should be. Yeah. So, a couple cons about this belt I'll talk about right now. So one con about this belt is that sometimes you might get some scratches on it. It might happen. I noticed when I first got the belt that there was a couple little tiny scratches here and there. The way I think it happened is that they wrapped up the belt, and I think the buttons were touching the side plates, so it might have scratched a little bit, or maybe it happened in-house at their factory, so who knows. But you could get some scratches on it, so it might happen. Even I had this for about a week and a half already, and I already put some scratches myself. You know, you might bump into something, or it might slide. It happens. It's not a horrible thing. They're not huge scratches, obviously, you know, depending on what happens to it, but it might happen to you. But it doesn't bother me that much because I don't really notice it half the time. B, if I do notice it, I think it's pretty cool because it gives this belt some character, maybe. So it looks pretty decent. So I don't really care about the scratches. A second thing about this belt is that, see, I'm gonna scratch it right now. It might even ring, jeez. But when you're grabbing it, smudges, you grab it, smudges. Like I said, this is like a mirror. So, you know, you put your hand on it, you're gonna smudge fingerprints and stuff like that. Not too visible, like right now you can barely see it. I mean, right there you might see a little bit, but on certain angles you might not see it at all. So just be aware of that. You can just buff it out, it'll go away. But that's something to know right there. Now another thing, you know, when I first got this belt, or was getting it, I had my reserves because, like I said, it's like a mirror and they laser etch it in, so I didn't know how well it'll look. You know, you're like, you know, it's not like your typical belt where it's all nicely sculpted or, you know, nicely put in, all the designs raised up and everything like that. So it's laser etched. So I didn't know how it looked like when I first got it, but obviously I went and bought it, and I had to say this. I don't know how it comes off in camera. I don't know how it comes off in video or pictures, but in person, it's fantastic looking. You know, your eyes just zone in on the design really easily. You can see it fine. So I can say this, at least in person, the belt looks awesome, and you should not worry about that. Unless you get some crazy, really light-looking designs, and you might not see it. But like you can see the eagle pretty well in this. You know, the gorilla, not the gorilla. This is the gorilla right there. Depending on the lighting, depending on, you know, what's reflecting, you know, you might not see it, but that's for any belt, you know. Like before I was filming the belts on the ground, and the light was shining so much on the tag team belt, half of the belt you can't even see. So it happens, but that's just something I thought you might want to know. Other than that, I like it. It's pretty good. My experience overall with Undisputed belts is pretty good. It's a pretty good website. You should go check it out. You know, they have other belts. They have real belts also, not like laser etched, but actual belts for like fantasy football and stuff like that. But if you want to get your own custom belt, it's pretty fun. They actually have a part in the website where they show other designs that people did. So it gives you good ideas. Like some people had beer pong belts. They had Mario Kart belts. So it's pretty funny. And it's nice to have this in your collection. Your own custom world championship, you know. I like it a lot. You know, me and my wife are really competitive and play video games, anything. The belt is always on the line. So it's kind of fun to have that in your home right there. I actually lost it one day. I got really mad to her, my wife. But I got it back the next day, so it's okay. But yeah, so that's about it. You know, like I said, I'm really happy with it. It's nice to have. It's, like I said before, it's really light compared to an actual WWE belt if you're used to that. But it's not too light, doesn't feel too flimsy, doesn't feel cheap. You know, it just feels like a nice light belt. You see, I keep hitting it with my ring. What's gonna happen? But yeah, so that's about it, guys. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments section. I'll try to answer them ASAP. And thanks for watching. I hope this video was fun and informational. And like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!